Russia is hot with news at current as the geopolitical climate builds ever stronger daily. This week we see a series of Russian data releases. I am on the line with Edward Lucas, senior editor at The Economist, to discuss his forecast for the outcomes of these releases. Edward, welcome. Firstly, Russian retail sales data shows a downward trend since April of this year. Forecast for today's data release is that this is expected to have seen a rise over the last month. Do you foresee today's data release taking a positive turn or reflecting the existing downward trend?
I think the Russian economy is in quite a mess, and although I don't trust Russian statistics very much, I would be surprised if we saw any very good news coming out, because the economy is taking a terrific pounding. You've got investor confidence is down, there's capital flight, there's the effect of sanctions, and people are drawing their horns in. So I think that the Russian economy was already pretty stagnant, and this trend is going to accelerate in the months ahead.
It appears that no news is good news for the Russia-Ukraine front, as equity markets and other risk assets staged a relief rally yesterday when the crisis failed to escalate. This appears to be the case for the cost of goods in the country too, as PPI has been on the increase since the beginning of this year. Do you believe this trend is here to stay?
Well, I think certainly Russia is facing higher inflation over the months ahead because of the effect of the sanctions, and the cost of imported goods is going up. And I don't think that they're easily substitutable from production inside Russia. In some cases, they're not substitutable at all. And so Russia is moving in a sort of autarkic direction thanks to these sanctions, both the ones that Mr. Putin's imposed on imports, also the ones that the West has imposed on exports, and that will certainly have an effect on inflation both at the consumer and the producer level.
It seems strange that the euro strengthened on Friday when the Russia-Ukraine crisis escalated, and then weakened on Monday when the concerns faded. What's your stance on the credibility of the theory that Russian money will move out of USD accounts into euro accounts if the threat of stronger sanctions materialise?
I think certainly there is a move away from using dollars for the Russians, because they're aware that American sanctions via the payment system could come to bear, and there's also big questions about money laundering investigations in New York and various other things. So clearly that's a concern. There's also a bit of worry about the future of the Eurozone because of the effect of Russian energy sanctions. If we did get Russian gas cut off this winter, Europe is vulnerable. So there's plenty of uncertainties around, but I'm always very hesitant about attributing microcurrency movements to macro trends.
Well, that's all we've time for. Thank you, Edward, for all your comments. Remember to tune back in tomorrow when Alex Isat will be looking at German PPI. Goodbye for now.